Y'all know I always forget to do this part, so give me a second. All right, I think that's gonna work. All right, I'm gonna get that set up, and then I'm gonna get to the laptop. On my laptop. All right, I think you guys can hear me. All right. Awesomeness. So I'm going to give every time a little bit of time to get into the room. Very impromptu live. I had to get this done tonight. I have put this off all week, and if I had put it off any longer, I was going to lose these bare roots, and I did not want to lose those bare roots, and I need to get those started. So I'm going to go ahead and get started so I'm not taking up too much of your time. Hey, Country Hustle, thank you for joining tonight. Like I said, this is very impromptu live. This needed to get done. I needed to get these strawberry bare roots in, so we're going to get these going. I know I'm in a different view, but because this is such a large system, I was going to have to do it a little bit differently. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself. I am Jacqueline, content creator for Four Seasons Garden. I also am a master gardener, class of 2025. I garden in zone 7A in Northern Virginia, and of course I do a lot of my gardening in hydroponics. So we are going to introduce our newest hydroponics. If you watch Farmer Chaz, she introduced another version of the Ahopegarden. She did the 3-tier system. This is the 2-tier system. So it's the model before the system that she has now. Still does the 66, this does a 60, sorry, does 66 different locations on 2 tiers versus 3 tiers. So the reason I did this version, one, it was on Facebook Marketplace. You guys know I love Facebook Marketplace for finding really good deals. This is not sponsored by Ahopegarden because I just told you I bought it on Facebook Marketplace for $100. Well, I didn't buy it. My son bought it for my birthday last year. And so I really wanted it. He made it happen. And here it is. And I wanted them specifically to grow strawberries indoors. So what I'm going to do is I'll probably start all of my bare roots in the system now, because I do have 2 green stalks, 2 or 3 green stalks, can't remember how many, that I am going to be planting out some of these strawberries outdoors, and then I'm going to do some indoors. I want to show the difference between indoors and outdoors, if there's a real difference between the two of them. So we're going to be planting the bare roots in here, getting a real good sturdy root system in there. Most of these already have a good root system, but I want them to just have a really good, strong, green, ready to go system before I put them outdoors. So I will have to go through the hardening off process, but that's okay with me. I don't have a problem with that, because I want to give them the best start possible. So strawberries. Strawberries come in 3 different ways if you're going to purchase strawberries. So let's start out first with the lowest denominator. So the lowest denominator is seeds. So you can buy strawberry seeds. I bought some from Proven Winner. I will be starting those probably a little bit later because they're also everbearing seeds. Hey Angela, thank you for joining tonight. Those are going to be everbearing seeds, so I'll get them started when I get them started. But I went ahead and bought some bare roots. So bare roots is the second way that you can start strawberries. So bare roots is plants that someone has started, got them going, and then mail them to you right as they become little tiny plants, or even not even plants, they might be just in a dormant stage. Mail them off to you. Hey Rashida, thank you for joining. Analytic Gardener, thank you for joining as well. So bare roots is the second way that you can buy strawberry plants. It's probably not the most economical, but it's definitely the best way to get started, I think, as a gardener. So you might want to try seeds. That's a great way to start. A lot of people buy those alpine strawberries, which are really teeny tiny strawberries. They never get to those big strawberries that we get in the grocery store. If you want the bigger strawberries that you get in the grocery store, you have to get bare roots. You're not going to get really big strawberries with those little alpine strawberries. But if you, they'll be really sweet, but they'll be really tiny. So that'll be your choice. The Ginger Duos, thank you for joining. And then of course, Rashida says she put some strawberry seeds in her hydroponics today. Put in the chat which ones you put in your hydroponics, Rashida, because that makes a difference. Like, I know the alpine is the smallest, and then I did get some from Proven Winner. They're supposed to be a little bit bigger, but like I said, I haven't tried them, so I can't say how that will go. But we will be testing those a little bit later. And then of course you can buy plants. So that is the plant ready to go. It's probably already flowering. They've probably already taken the first few flowers off of it, so that you can take it home, put it directly into your garden, and you can get strawberries. There is 3 different types of strawberries out there, so I'd be remiss not to talk about those. So the 3 types of strawberries is called, we're going to start with June bearing, and they're exactly what that says. So you'll start them out. They'll give you one big flush, usually end of May into June. That's when most strawberry fields, when you're going to go strawberry picking is because the strawberry fields are planting June bearing strawberries. So if you want to purchase June bearing strawberries, that's a great time to get one big flush. Do your strawberry jams. Freeze your strawberries for ice cream for later on in the year, for any kind of desserts, for any type of pies. So you want a June bearing if you want to do everything, do everything all at once. Then you have your everbearing. So your everbearing are exactly what that is. So they are going to give you strawberries continually the whole year. You're not going to get a big flush, but you might get 4 or 5, 3 or 4. So that's why you have to plant a lot in order to get enough to eat, or all you're going to do is you're going to go out, pick them, and eat them because the plants are only going to give you about 3 or 4 at a time. So I'm going to be planting 60, I think that's correct, 60 everbearing strawberries in my green stocks and into the hydroponics here. Then you have your day neutral. They'll give you 2 flushings. So they'll give you one big flushing, and then they'll give you another larger flushing, and they may give you a few in between. So those are the 3 types of strawberry plants that you can purchase. Like I said, I'm going to be only doing everbearing in my system. So let me go to the chat and see who I may have missed. So I think I've got it. Jihad, thank you for joining tonight. Let's see. I think Mike. Hey, Mike. Thank you for joining. Yes, please double tap that like button. So this is the Ahopegarden 66 pod. Let's show you what I purchased. I'm going to start off with these first. And I'm going to move this up so you can see them in the camera a little bit better. So I had talked about purchasing my strawberries from Walmart. So these are the bare roots that I bought from Walmart. They already rinsed them off because I don't want all the dirt that they come in. So I've done a little rinsing of the plants. And these are the ones that I bought from Walmart. And the ones I bought from Walmart are Quinault, I think I'm saying that right. Quinault strawberries. Well, let me move this to the side really quick. And I set this here because I wanted to show you how they come. So they'll come in this bag. They'll usually come bagged. And they'll come like this. And you're looking for bags that have, if you're waiting this late in the season, that already have some sprouts. That's when you're going to know that you're going to actually get some strawberry plants that you can actually plant out and they're going to grow. If you're peeking through the bag, like I was sitting there peeking through the bag to see and feeling the bag to make sure that it had some sprouts. So if you see sprouts, you're good to go. If you buy them early in the season, February, March, before it's time, you probably will not see any greenery, and you need to put them in your refrigerator in your crisper to let them stay dormant until it's time for you to get started. But I did it too early and I pulled them out. They did not do well. I was very, very, very disappointed on their first flushing of strawberry plants, trying to get them started. They did nothing. But these, as you can see, are great. So this is what it looks like when you buy them at Walmart. You can see the price. And it's $3.96 for 10 bare roots. So for 20, it would be $8. But I wanted to test something out. So then I bought some bare roots from Parkseed. I think they're still at this price, $9.95 for 20. I want you to see the difference in the size. There's the ones from Parkseed. Parkseed, Walmart. You can see the considerable size difference in the bare roots. Huge difference. So, but I'm going to still plant them out, both of them, because I want to do a different test in both of them. So, the ones that I bought from Parkseed come in a bag like this. You can already see the difference in the bag. So I'll show you ones from Walmart. See if I can get this out without breaking it. All right. Let me find that bunch again. This is Parkseed. This is Walmart. It's like 3 times the size of root power here. So, am I saying that my Walmart ones won't grow? They'll grow. But am I going to probably have a better start with my life, with my strawberries, with this type of root? Absolutely. And when you get them like this, they're always rubber banded. So you got to go find your rubber band. And I just usually pop it. Take out your rubber band and you just pull them apart. Nice and easy. Just like this. And I have to tell you that the bare roots from Parkseed, because I already took 1 pack apart, so I'd have 20 for this live. I actually had 23 in that bunch. Let's see how many I have in this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, even a little tiny one, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So I got 25 for $9.95, and they advertise it as 20 for $9.95. So I got 5 extra buds on bare roots. With Walmart, you get 10. Don't ask for any extras. So then with the Walmart, the instructions come on the back of the package. I already got one right here. Not going to bust that one. So it tells you if you're what area, when to start it, dig a hole, the required depth, plant your strawberries in full sun, space 12 to 24 inches apart, and then it reminds you, plant with the crown at soil level. So what does the crown look like? So this part right here, right where it starts, the green right there is your crown. So this part below, all this root will go in the ground, but this little brown spot right here is your crown. So you're going to make sure that that is above, that's above the soil level. And the same thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure that it's above my level in the water here so it doesn't get root rot. That's how you will root out, you will ruin your plant if you plant it below the crown. So be very careful with these that you don't plant the crown. All right, I'm going to go check out some, yes, bigger root system. Definitely, Rashida, the Park Seed gives a lot bigger root system. And yeah, that was a great deal. I was very, very pleased with that deal. And I try to cover that, not get any dirt in here. I should say soil, but it probably is soil and sand. So let me get that out of here. All right. So that's a little bit of chat about strawberries. Any questions about strawberries, throw them in. If I know the answer, I'll answer them. If I don't know the answer, I will look it up and I will follow up with you. So I have a bag that I call them strawberry bare root baskets. And the reason I have these baskets is because these are already broken at the end, and I use them specifically for bare root strawberries. So this is what I'm going to do. I will go in here and I will just push that in. Make sure that get really nice and close for you, that my crown is there at the top. And then I just drop that basket in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the top layer. Where are my baskets here? I'm going to do the top layer with the Walmart ones. I did most of my cleanup already, but if I do see anything else that needs to be cleaned up, I will clean that up. Let me see where my snips are. I bought me some new snips, and I think I forgot to make sure they were in camera. So let me grab them really quick. So, got me some new snippers. They said they're ergonomical handle. So let's see, they're by VivoSun. Ooh, they are. They feel very nice. Hello, That's Smart Art. Thanks for joining. We are planting out our new 60 pod Ahopegarden. Got this last year for our birthday, specifically, like I said, for strawberries. I wanted to do some strawberries indoors. and then do some strawberries outdoors in the green stalk. I don't know if you guys are part of the green stalk Facebook group or get their emails, but they have those adorable new strawberry baskets. I think they're going to get a customer out of me for those, because I would love. And all I'm doing is clipping off some of the dead stuff that's on there. But I think they're going to make definitely a customer out of me, because I definitely want to start, like I said, start my strawberries. And I know that these will develop runners. So the runners are little baby plants that will start off the mother plant, and as those runners start, they will develop their own crown. And as they develop their own crown, if you take that crown and just stick it right on the top of the soil, so those little baskets that they're selling you, you'll put your soil in those little baskets, stick that crown right on the top. And this one's a big one. All right, we'll play around with it. We will stuff her in here. So that you'll stick that little bit of soil, stick that little crown, if I can get that runner crown into soil, and it will develop a new plant. You're going to find that, I'm just cutting off this extra stuff, any kind of dead limbs. I'm going to cut them off, and so it's not impeding the growth of the strawberry. But you're going to find that strawberries do have a lifespan. So most strawberries have a 3-year lifespan. So what I'm planning to do with my green stalks is that I am going to label it 2026. And I'll know that the plants in that green stalk come 2029, after 2029 season, will start diminishing in fruiting, and I may just, instead of keeping it and testing it, or I might test some, I might test like a layer or something, but for most of those I am going to go ahead and take them out and start new plants the following year. So I do plan on labeling my green stalks so that I can keep track of what year the strawberries were planted. All right, it's been quick and easy, not too bad. Like I said, I just take these, rinse them off really well in some cold water. And I don't soak them, even though I can. I have soaked them in the past. But this year I'm putting them in water. Why do I need to soak them? And I know you guys know that I'm a pod soaker. So I will soak my pods, but this year I decided I'm not going to soak the strawberries, because I'm going to be putting them straight into the hydroponics. Alright, so we're almost done with the Walmart ones here. These have been really easy to put in because the root system is not quite as big as the park seed ones. So you're going to see me probably struggle a little bit more with the ones from Parksy. So is anyone else other than Rashida starting strawberries? Anybody in the chat? Mike, are you starting any strawberries this year? That's my art. Jihad. Anybody else starting any strawberries? Or am I the only, me and Rashida the only ones crazy enough to start strawberries this year? All right, there's 19 people watching. Rashida, can you see how many likes I have by any chance? And I'm at 249 subscribers. I am super duper proud of me, because when I started out a year ago, I was just doing this for fun. Shelly had asked me, Rashida had asked me to, why don't you start a channel, show what you know. We know that you love hydroponics and love gardening. So I'm like, yeah, sure. I'll try it. And I have truly enjoyed growing strawberries. So that is the level. I'll go ahead and fill in the rest. I'll still need to clean off the other strawberries, but this will get that level started. And now let's get the Parksy ones in here and started. Just clipping off some of the dead stuff here, so you can clean them right up. All right, so let's see. Renee Williams, hey, thank you for joining. I received strawberry order from Parksy yesterday. Yes, I'm telling you. Did you see my roots? Here, I think you came in a little later. These are my Parksy ones. Look at the roots. You're going to get really great plants from Parksy. I have done Parksy for years, and I have not been disappointed with the Parksy bareroots at all. Not once. Hello, Katrina's Garden. Thank you for joining tonight. Thank you. Yeah, I am not a consistent live person. I'm going to get better at it, but I'm not live as consistent as I should. I have to say I'll probably be a little bit better with both. My daughter has, of course, I had to grab her kicking and screaming, but she has been helping me with videos. She's behind the camera, so I'm going to have a video coming out here pretty soon about the chickens, because people have been asking me to introduce the chickens. So we're going to be introducing the chickens a lot more on our channel. So we got, let's see, we got 31 chickens on, let's see, March 18th. And out of all those chickens that we got, all right. So out of the chickens that we got on March 18th, we got it the next day. We went to the post office. So what happens with chickens that you get from a hatchery, they will overnight them to the post office, and then you'll get a phone call from the post office to come pick up your strawberries, your strawberries, not your strawberries. Pick up your chickens. So we picked up the chickens that Wednesday, And we got them in the brooder, got them going, but you're always told that they always send an extra one because there's a possibility that one just doesn't make it. So we did have one. We got home from church that night, and one had met its demise. So we got rid of that one, and we were down to 30. And then we had a little girl that came over. I have the little girls from church come over because my grandbabies don't live close to Grammy. So I have the little girls from church will come over and give me my grandma time. And one of the chickens jumped out of her hand and met its demise as well. So we are down to 29 chickens, and we had them in a half of a 4x8 brooder, and they're just getting big and feisty. So last Wednesday we expanded the brooder to a 4x8, so they have the whole run of the whole brooder. So we showed you in that video that's coming out, expanding it, cleaning out the old bedding. I think we had not gotten the new feeder, but we'll have a video with the new feeder. I had some small feeders, and chickens will be chickens, and they were standing in their food feeder and pooping in it, and that was just aggravating me. So we got a new feeder that the chickens now, if they try to stand on it, it rolls underneath their feet. So they don't like that, but I haven't had any poop in my feeders since I bought that new feeder. It was worth every dime as far as I'm concerned. All right, so let's see. That's my art set. She started strawberries 2 years ago. All right, so she is probably working on her 3rd year of those strawberries. So she'll probably, it'll be interesting to see if she sees a reduction in strawberry production now that she is entering her 3rd year with those strawberries. Let's see. Hey, Unique. Howdy. Out in the bushes. Out in the bushes in your new place, girl. I am loving it. I am so excited for you. You are going to come out showing us all kinds of new and wonderful stuff with all that planting space that you have. I am super, super duper excited for you. Let's see, who else is out there? Sonia Lewis, thank you for joining. Yes, Unique. The roots from Park Seed are phenomenal. I'm just like shocked at how much rooting are on those plants. And there's some little itty bitty ones, but I'm going to plant the little itty bitty ones too because they will grow to big plants too. Donzel! Hey! Thank you for joining. GT Jr. Hey! Thank you for joining. From Alaska. Buddy, you still got so much snow. I saw your video, your live the other day. I watched it as a replay, and I was like, shoo! That world is not made for me. I don't think I could do Alaska at all. Not gonna be not my place to live. All right, Renee, can I plant out right now? I'm guessing you're talking about your strawberry bare roots. We're expecting nighttime temperatures of 32 and 35 in the upcoming week. You could plant them out, but you got to be prepared to cover them. You're not going to be able to leave them uncovered. If you have any type of growth already on them, they might take a beating. So you can put them out, but I would cover them. But if you could hold off, I would hold off. That's just me. But I know that if you're talking to Cece, she'd be like, do it! And let's see what happens. But I'm going to be more cautious. I'm going to be like, if you're going to do it, cover it or hold off if you can. All right. Let's see what else is out there. All right, okay, you can listen. Be careful out there. GT Jr., no accidents. We need you in the community. It's funny, I was thinking today, just reminiscing on my journey here on the YouTube, watching so many YouTube content creators. And when I first started, and I have nothing against other people, but I didn't see a lot of people that look like me. So I was watching a lot of different other content creators, and they give good information, right? But I was like, why isn't there people that look like me doing gardening content? And as I started with Rashida and Cece, and then Lisa that was with us, and Shelly, the connection with other content creators has been amazing. And sometimes you connect differently, right, with different people. Not that I'm master gardeners, and we have various nationalities in the master gardeners community where I'm associated with. But like I said, my journey has been very, very interesting in the YouTube streets. So I know tomorrow is Easter, and if you celebrate Easter, happy Easter to you. I celebrate Easter as a Christian because he lives, I have a better life. And I thank God for it, because I know that I have been blessed because of what he has done in my life. And I'd be remiss to say different on this grand and glorious weekend. Yes, some terrible things happened this weekend, but it was the plan. And he could have changed the plan. He could have called the 10,000 angels and said, I'm not doing it. But he chose to suffer for me and for you. And for that, I am thankful. All right, Katrina's Gardening Home says, I do gardening vids, but I do animals too. Good. All right, and I'm focused on both quail hatching right now and planting crops, so I do forget to record sometimes. You know what? I don't know if you're like me. I don't think is that we forget to video, Katrina. It's all the setup. Like, for tonight, it took me an hour. I had to go clean up the strawberry plants. Oh, this goes down the bottom. I had to clean up the strawberry plants. I had to make sure the table was clear. I had to make sure the camera was in the right spot. I had to make sure everything was set up so that my laptop was here, enough battery on my laptop, enough battery on the phone. So I think that's probably the biggest part, like all the setup that goes into it. And I don't know if you watch Farmer Chaz, but she had Asia from Yellow Door Homestead, and she talked about that you could get overwhelmed with all the videos, and what she does is she'll go through and she'll video 20-30 minutes of content. She shuts it off, and then she just goes in her garden and she does her happy thing. And I really thought about that. I'm like, I am so caught up. I'm like, do I have to get everything? No, I don't have to get everything on camera. I can just get the parts that I want to get on camera. And that's really like helped me like keep it moving, keep things moving. If I get it on camera, I do. If I don't get it on camera, oh well, not the biggest deal. There's other content, lots of other content that I'm going to be able to share along the journey anyway. And I'm just doing this for fun. If I monetize, great. If I don't, great too. I've been able to reference back to old videos and be like, what did I do on that video? What did I plant that day? So for me, that part has been helpful. Because even though I may start out really good, looking great, taking notes, I may forget to take some notes here and there along the way. So it is what it is. So it says, thank God for Jesus. What an awesome gift that he would give life for me personally. Exactly. It's a personal experience. Happy Easter to everyone who celebrates. Yep. And happy day for those who don't. That's right. Enjoy it if you do. And if you don't, that's okay too. All right, we're almost done. I think I've got 2 more to do. So this pack was 23. And I've just kind of been cutting off the dead stuff. And putting it in my compost bucket right here. So that I can throw it in the compost later. And I had enough baskets. Woo, woo, woo. So that was good. Are you doing your plants at night? Yes, Donzel, I'm doing my plants at night. I actually had to work today. I have to work normally one Saturday every month. And today was my Saturday to work. So I worked, and then my brother's girlfriend got some dahlias last year, and she never got them planted. So Master Gardeners did a dahlia class last month with a expert dahlia. Like all she does is just plant dahlias. So I called her up and said, hey, do you have your dahlias? Bring them over and let me take a look at them and see if I could still get any of them to grow for you this year. So she brought them over, and out of, I think she brought me 7, 2 of them, 3 of them were still good. So I went ahead and she brought me the pot, she brought me the soil, and I potted them up for her, threw some pine shavings on the top of it, and I have those up front, and she'll swing by probably next week to pick those up. So I've been working on that. I worked on that little project today, and then as I was walking by the strawberry plants that were still sitting up front of the house, I was like, okay, Jacqueline, we have got to do these today. No more dallying on it. So I started cleaning up the plants, the bare roots, and I was like, okay, we're gonna get these started today, no matter what. So, so what did I get? Great questions. Oh man, so I got the Seascape from Park Seed. I heard those are probably the best ever bearing, so I wanted to try the best. I have never done Seascapes before, so I got the Seascapes from Parkseed. That's all I got, and then from Walmart, I got the Quinault. I think I'm saying that right. Quinault, and those are also everbearing. So I have the Quinaults on the top, and I have the Parkseed on the bottom, the Seascapes on the bottom, and I am actually going to fill this up right now on video and get it started. So this system holds 40, I want to say 40 liters. Give me a second and I'll look, because it's on the front of this. So I went and gathered all my empty milk jugs that I use for winter sowing. I lied. It's 24 liters. So 24 liters of water. And I'm going to go ahead and fill it. And I'm going to stir it while we're here on camera. So if I do this correctly, I think I can fill the top and it'll filter to the bottom, because it's it's got a tube that runs from the bottom to the top. And yes, it does. I just heard the water hit the bottom. It's doing something. You guys hear that? So the water is filtering to the bottom. Awesome. So that's my art. This is the 60 pod from Ahopegarden. It's a 2-tier system. And that's just the water going down to the bottom system, since I don't feel like bending over to fill it up. So it has 30 on the top, 30 on the bottom. I'm just going to check and see how much water has gone to the bottom. All right, I think I'm going to fill from the bottom. Give me a second. Ugh. All right, I think I've got enough water in there to get it started so the pump doesn't go crazy. All right, pump is in. Let's see if it's on. It looks like it's on. It's a quiet pump. If anybody's had the Ahopegarden one, you know that it's a quiet pump. The pump's not very loud on it. So the pump is done. So for the light, it comes with this smart plug. So we are going to attempt to do the smart plug today. Sometimes it doesn't like my internet because it's 5G and it needs 2.4. So I'm going to pull this back a little bit here. All right. Think I'm close enough? Nope, not close enough yet. It's not going to live here, I don't think. All right. I think I'm close enough now. Well, the pump is running now. And I'm sure you guys saw that mishap. So the water is now going from the top to the bottom. There's light. Nice. So the light system works as it should. That is beautiful. And then the light system is independent. So if I needed these plants up here, let's say that I put in tomatoes and I put them all across that line and they're growing taller than my peppers that were here on the back side, I could have this light lower and then this light higher. So for that, and when you're starting seedlings, and if you are starting seedlings, to be able to adjust the light based on the different size of the seedling, that part is going to be superb from a growing standpoint of view. Turn these lights back on. I think I need a little more light in here. So you guys know that these lights normally go off at 10 o'clock. So this is the new 60 pod. I can hear the water running. It is circulating. That part of the light system is working correctly. Yeah, that's my art. Celia Lewis, yes. Oh my goodness, yes. Isn't it amazing? I am thrilled, like beyond thrilled to get this up and running. This is a sweet little system. So eventually what I want to do is have probably like the top, have the strawberries, since those will be the shorter. I think this will do 12 inches on the top for light purposes. And then on the bottom, it does a whole 24 inches. Like the height, I want to say that's correct, but let me, I think I have the instructions here. Do I have the instructions here? I had the instructions earlier. What did I do with the instructions? All right. I'll look up the instructions. Ahopegarden 60 pod. All right, let's see what it tells us here. Specs. All right, adjustable. The lower layer is 21.65, which is still great. And then the upper layer is actually 14.57. So that's a lot of great height for light purposes. So Really excited for this one. It's a 50 watt. So when you're talking about 50 watt, I have a calculation here on my phone. Let me see if I can find it. Drive. And let's see. Hydroponic system cost calculator. So for this system, it's a 50 watt. So my monthly cost running it 15 hours a day cost me, get it on the right line, $2.56. So that is not bad because we're running LEDs, so they don't use as much energy. So once I add this one, I did do a cost, like how much it cost me a month. So right now it's costing me $43, plus this one now would have cost me about $45 a month to run the systems that I've been running. Of course, it's probably lower now because I'm not running them all. I've shut down some of my systems, getting ready for, anticipating for summer growing season. So here we are, folks. We are right at 55 minutes, which is where I wanted to be. Thank you, Donzel. I hope they grow well too. I think they're going to do awesome. I'm excited. We'll give you an update in probably about a week or two and show you what they look like after being in here for about a week. But you're going to notice a considerable growth. Once they're getting they're going to get nutrients. I'll give them half strength nutrients. So not the full strength nutrients for this. When you're starting out seeds, you don't want to give them everything. And then the other part of this is 2 weeks from now, I know our weather will be past that 30, 40, hopefully, weather. But if I don't, for my green stalks, I do have those Aldi greenhouse. They're like a TP greenhouse, clear greenhouse, that I will throw right over the top of those green stalks. And the heat from the soil and then covering up will keep it warm enough if we do hit like a 30-degree night. I'm hoping we don't hit too many of those, but if we do, I do have a way to cover them because I don't want to lose all my hard work. So, but I'll take a look. I'll keep taking a look at the weather. If it looks like I have another week of freezing nights that could possibly crop up, I'll keep them inside. I will still start parting them off. So I'll just roll this system in and out, in and out. It rolls right out here onto my deck, so it's not going to be too much work for me to roll the whole system out and then roll it back in at night so that they are getting hardened off for the outdoors. I think I've answered all of the questions that were in the chat. Whoops, I just unplugged me. I forgot that I can't unplug. So I'm going to leave it there. So, any questions? I'm telling you folks, Facebook Marketplace is one of my best friends. All the pieces were here. Except for there's this part in there that plugs underneath it that tells me like when the water's low. And I reached out to Ahopegarden and they're going to be mailing me that part. Their customer support has been amazing. I look forward to possibly Ahopegarden, you hear this? Showing more of your products. I do have 3 of their opaque systems. I now have their 60 pod. I would love to test out their 66 pod. And then of course I have their 10 pod system. That's the first one that I got for free off of my Facebook Marketplace as well. Someone was getting rid of it with a whole bunch of other garden stuff, and it just happened to be in that pile. And got me started. The pump, cleaning it, the system is easy. It's got this one layer system on top. So none of the, like, you guys know I love AirGarden, but sometimes taking that system apart to get in there because of the way the water cycles through the AirGarden is a little bit different. But this now makes 1, 2, 3, 4, my fifth. I think I'm counting right. My fifth Ahopegarden, and I went big for the last one. I'm super excited. I'm looking forward to getting more bigger systems. So look for some of that to be coming up here in the near future. And thank you everyone for watching tonight. It's always a pleasure to hang out with you. Like I said, I had to get these in tonight or I was going to be in trouble. I didn't want to lose all the money that I spent on these. And if you are ordering from Parkseed, I highly recommend for you to get their app. It's called From Seed to Spoon. And I think it's like $45 for the app yearly, but it allows you to get free shipping with Parkseed. And if they're running a special, I usually wait till they're running a percentage special because I'm already going to get free shipping. So I waited till they were running 20% off everything on their website. So I got these Seascapes actually for $8 with free shipping. Which was the same price that I paid for the Walmart ones, which were smaller roots, exactly 20, where I've gotten 23, 25, and who knows however many I'll get in the other, Aldi's has the grow tent. I think they run $20 or $30 for it. I bought 2 of them 3 years ago when I started strawberries, and it worked out wonderful. It worked out really, really great. I would definitely recommend it, and I planted my strawberries a little early, and we got a little cold snap, and I went ahead and covered it, and they did well until I just wasn't doing my job and watering them as I should. I got to traveling because of work. So this year, the kids are a little bit older, a little bit more responsible, so I think I won't have it. And I'm going to set up with the automatic watering that comes from Greenstock, so I won't hopefully have to. I just set it up on a timer and it'll water, and then I'll just kind of keep track of it. All right, so we're at the hour. Thank you everyone for joining. I hope you've learned something. Get out there and try some strawberries. They're really great perennials, great for potassium, more than a banana. So I like eating a strawberry quicker than I like eating a banana. My children love homemade strawberry jam. That's all they will eat. My kids are very, very spoiled children. I have to do freezer jam. And matter of fact, I went to Aldi's the other day and they had some strawberries from Plant City, which is where my daughter lives. And they have the Strawberry Festival every year. They are the strawberry capital of the United States. And got some of their strawberries. They smelled and tasted amazing. Had to keep my daughter out of them in order for me to do some strawberry jam. But we have some now fresh strawberry freezer jam for the kids to go with their peanut butter. They love a good strawberry jam and peanut butter jelly sandwich. So thank you again for watching. Jacqueline, content creator for Four Seasons Garden. Please like if you haven't liked already tonight. Please share. And of course, if you have not subscribed, it would be wonderful. We are at 2:49. Let's see if we got any new ones tonight. I'm going to hit a quick refresh. Yes, I did. Thank you so much. I'm at 254 subscribers. Yes. So thank you everyone for putting it out there. I am super excited. Oh, that makes my night. You guys don't understand. So I'm going to be putting out more content, like I said, but I don't want to keep you very long. Thank you again for watching, and you have a good night and happy Easter, and I'll see you next week sometime, if not definitely next Sunday with the Garden Gals, as we do Chat and Chew on Sunday night, every other Sunday night at 8 p.m. Thank you and have a good night.